Hey guys, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. I wanted to make a video because I wanted to update you on what I plan to do in the nursery, as well as ask a question that was asked of me. And that question is, are you satisfied? It's a good question. I think it depends on the day you ask me my answer, to be honest. Like 100%. It could change from day to day. And in all honesty, at the beginning of the week, on Monday, I was struggling. I was feeling so not content, so not satisfied. And I guess it depends on what you're asking it in relation to as well. So hobby wise and with my babies, are you satisfied? That's a question that it is a different answer depending on the day, depending on the circumstances. How stressed am I? Like, there are so many variables that could make my answer sway one way or the other. And overall, I have to say I'm very satisfied with my collection. I'm very satisfied with the dolls that I have. I feel very content overall with just having, well, okay. Let me back up. I have more than just Monroe and June in my collection. I have more dolls. I don't showcase them. I have other types of dolls. So I have a wide varying collection that you guys don't necessarily see. So when I say collection, because people used to, before I got June and I just had Monroe at different times, people were always saying, how do you call that a collection when you only have one doll? Well, I have more than one doll. I always have more than one doll. I just don't necessarily share all of my dolls. And that is my choice. I guess that makes me a wee bit mysterious in some people's eyes, and people don't like that. However, some dolls and some items that I collect are just for me. They're just for, my own personal enjoyment that I don't feel the need to share on social media. That being said, overall, with my collection of dolls, specifically the ones that I do share with you being Monroe, my one full body silicone baby girl that you guys all know, she's very well known, and now of course June, I'm very content with them. But if you were to have asked me that Monday, and my friends will tell you that I was struggling Monday, I go through these periods of time where I am not satisfied at all with what I have on my dolls, which makes me not anxious, but bothered when I go through phases where I hate everything I put on. Specifically on Monday, it was Monroe. Nothing made me happy that I put on her. And I struggled. And when I don't like what she's wearing, I can't, for some reason, I cannot just leave her in something I don't like her in. I just can't. I wish I could. That is part of having OCD. It's a real thing. Wish I didn't care and wish I could leave it till whenever. But until I find the right outfit for each baby on any given day that I'm changing them, I cannot let it be. It is a real compulsion for me to get it right, per se, and how I envision the baby to want to look like that day. And when I can't achieve that, it literally bothers me to no end. And I have to figure out what it is and then remedy it. Like, it's to the point where I'll go to bed some nights thinking about what I have. Well, it's more it happens the most with Monroe because I've had her the longest, right? But like, I'll go to bed thinking about, like, I don't like that on her. I don't like that on her. And I toy with the idea, depending on how late it is, if I should get up and go change her. But then I also stop myself from that compulsion of getting up in the middle of the night and changing her, that I can do it the next day. But it is something that weighs on my mind, and it's very strange. It's very odd. And for a lot of collectors out there, you guys might not get it. And I envy those that don't stress so much or worry about the outfits they put their dolls in. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be cute, and they don't stress about it. They don't overthink it. I am an overthinker. And that's part of my compulsion overall with the hobby, which is why I think it's necessary for me to have less dolls, because the focus can be what it needs to be. Because when I had more dolls, making sure the outfits were right and they were portrayed and looking a specific way that I was happy with them and content and satisfied was beyond overwhelming. And I have pieced it together over the years that that was the contributing factor, is that I need them to look a specific way. I need to love what each doll is in. And when I don't, it weighs on me and it bothers me, and it just literally makes me unsettled. I wish I wasn't like that. Like I said, I envy those that aren't bothered by things like that and don't need things to be perfect, but that is me. That is the quirkiness of Kelly, I guess we could say. So much to my thrill and happiness and surprise, everything I've put on June has been absolutely perfect. It's exactly how I see it to be, and I think that she's just easier to dress, which then makes me, I think, more frustrated when I go to dress Monroe when I don't love what I put on her, because June looks cute in literally everything. And it's also like when the nursery is out of sorts, it weighs on me as well. Like, I need a nice, tidy space. And the fact that I even showed you guys the mess that was in here, like that, like, I don't usually want that out there on social media, but it is where it was at the time. And I want to be like, I want to share these things, good, bad, messy, tidy. I like to be able to share this with you guys because I know others struggle with this as well. And for us with our collections, we always have like, having space enough for the dolls, for everything that we want to put in the space. Like, it's a struggle for us because a lot of us don't even have a room in which to put our dolls in. So you have to create a corner, a space, a closet, whatever works for you, right? And it's not always easy. So that's why I figure it's better to share than to keep it to myself and dwell on it. But you guys gave me some really great feedback, and ultimately this is where we're at with things. So there's June, and the lighting is terrible in here because, again, it's dreary outside and cold, but she's looking cute as a button, hanging out in my chair. But it is now since cleaned up, and I will get, what I've decided is I am going to get one more shelf here, like to match this one. Because I think that it'll look nice over here, and there's space for it, and then I can hang some of the outfits that I want to hang. But behind here, the nursing pillow that normally sits on the chair, of course, I'm going to create a shadow. So I have, my daughter's friend is having a baby, and I've pulled out some clothes that I know that she would appreciate. And also she's having a girl, of course. And she's pointed out that she really likes some of these outfits, so I'm going to gift them to her because I think that she'll appreciate them. Hat box, shoes. That's back there. But also, I didn't share with you guys. I haven't shared this yet, but this is the little hanging wooden toy. What do we call it? It's like a little gym that babies can lay under. I don't know what they're officially called. Lord have mercy. But yeah, so everything is tidy and it's in its space. I'm still going to go through the clothes. Like, I just pulled out stuff that I think that she would like, or she's been in my nursery and said she's liked. So I'm going to go ahead and review as the babe, as her due date approaches, and see what she may want. And also it has to be like, size needs to equate to the seasons, of course. But now we're back to clean, which I love. So what I did is I actually went through what was in the drawers, as many of you suggested, is do a good clean out. And I did exactly that. So I'm trying to separate things, although in each drawer, June's outfits and Monroe's outfits are commingling, because I have them sorted in a way that, like, I have certain things in each drawer, so easy to find. But now we're back to organization. I know where everything is. Found some things I forgot I had. I always love when that happens. But now the space is clean. It's tidy again. And I don't have to worry about getting a big wardrobe because, one, they're big. No matter how small you try to go with a wardrobe, this is the dilemma that I was facing, was that it would overtake this whole space. It would literally take up the whole corner. And I didn't want to do that if I could help it, because I just think it would crowd the space. So I was trying to find a solution, and luckily I was able to. Hallelujah for solutions. But it's like a game of Tetris for me. Like I actually enjoy trying to make things fit into different spaces. I like that. So it was like a challenge. And once I realized, when I started to reorganize, I have plenty of room in here because I keep things so tidy. So anyway, so that's where we're at with things. And to the person who asked me if I'm satisfied, I am. I feel very, very fortunate to have what I have. I'm very, very satisfied overall. But there are things and quirks within the hobby that bother me from time to time, whether it be dressing my doll in the right outfit where I feel happy, where I don't like the clutter happening in my space, things like that. So yeah, I mean, the answer varies, but it's a great question. And I pose it to all of you out there. Like, are you satisfied where you're at in your collecting now? I'd be curious to know if overall collectors in general feel satisfied, or is the lack of the lack of being satisfied, is that what drives us to keep collecting? I mean, that's a good question. And I wonder that myself, because there are times where I'm super satisfied. I'm like, I don't want any other dolls. And then along came June, totally unexpected. But now I'm like, I was missing out. Now it gives me the feeling like I want more. Yeah? Isn't that what drives a collector to be a collector? Is that we're always finding the next thing? Or is there a level of satisfaction within wanting to continue to collect? That's a question. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. I'd like to know if others out there feel satisfied, or do you think the fact that we're not satisfied overall is why we keep buying, why we keep collecting? I would say early on in my journey of this hobby, I was not satisfied. I was always seeking the next best thing, the most realistic thing. It was just like my ongoing quest. But now I've got such great dolls that I truly am thrilled with. Now am I satisfied, and that's why I stopped buying? That's a good question. Feel free to share your thoughts below, because I'd love to hear them or love to read them. So yeah, that's where I'm at. It's a great question though. But I hope you guys are having a great work week so far, and hopefully you enjoyed seeing the space updated. I feel like my nursery is ever changing all the time. So when I get a bug up my butt and I just decide I want to change something, I just do. You know, if something's bothering me, I'll just change it out. But anyways, guys, happy Wednesday. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.